This coming weekend would have been the weekend for one of the biggest events in the Niagara region. The 15th annual Rankin Cancer Run was scheduled for May 23rd. We're welcoming right now Marianne Edwards from the Rankin Cancer Run. And Marianne, it was a difficult decision, but it had to be made at the time that you made it.
No question, Mike. Actually, when we looked at what was happening right at the beginning of March, I simply said, our focus is not the Rankin Cancer Run. The priority is battling the virus. And we shut it down. That's when the press release went out. And we even shut down virtual fundraising. This is the year where people are losing their businesses. They're losing their jobs. They're losing their lives. It is not the year to be fundraising or be part of the Rankin Run. We're going to battle the virus together, and that is number one. And that was the whole reason for shutting it down. And of course, it would have been shut down in the end.
Well, it makes perfect sense. And really, when I think of what the Rankin Cancer Run is all about, I know for 14 years you were raising money for cancer treatment here in the Niagara region. But really, it's about the overall health of everybody in Niagara, and it makes sense that you don't raise funds for cancer during a time when we've got something a little more pressing right at this moment that needs to be dealt with.
That's right, Mike. We can add here, cancer will always be horrific as the virus. It's just the virus has to be battled, and that has to be the focus. Exactly what you're saying.
How do you make up for the shortfall of the funds that weren't raised this year? And again, this not only would have been a milestone 15th year, but it would have been the milestone $10 million mark that you were heading towards.
It is what it is. We never predict. It would have been wonderful to have hit the 10 million. This year, of course, we're not doing any distributions because we're not doing any fundraising. So we move on until 2021. We see what the future holds. And who knows, again, next year, we may not be able to have large social gatherings. That could still be a true reality. So it's going to be day by day. But I'm going to say, lots have been in touch saying, so if we want to make a little donation online in memory or in honor of someone, my answer back is, that's always been. We do that every single day of the year. They certainly may do that if they're honoring or have lost someone, by all means. But I don't want any door-to-door collecting. I don't want any giant fundraising. So money will trickle in. There's apparently a few people that will be social distancing next Saturday, and teams are chatting, organizing, getting ready to be out somewhere in their neighborhoods or whatever doing the Rankin Run. Again, my reply is no donations, put your shirts on, go ahead, stay apart, but please no fundraising. And it will all come to be next year, Mike, whatever happens. We'll do our very best.
And Marianne, when you look at next year and you look at large crowds, and again, as you mentioned, we don't know whether large crowds will be allowed in exactly a year from now. And I think you've chosen May 29th next year. Is that the date?
Yeah, it's always the Saturday that follows our long weekend. That's tradition. It is the 29th because actually we've just been changing dates on the 70,000 brochures we printed and the 5,000 posters, and we are reusing, and the 14,000 plus shirts are all done. So should we go ahead next year, it will all be full force, and it is definitely May the 29th, 2021.
Well, Marianne, thank you for joining us today. And it's always great to see you because even during a time like this, and even with the difficult decision that you had to make to cancel this year's run, you're smiling, you're positive, and that's what it's all about.
And Mike, what we have to remember too, and I say this so many times in those grocery lines as we're standing there, think about the older generations. There were no TVs. There might have been a radio. There were no cars. We can connect anywhere. A lot of us have yards. We're so blessed. And every day I hope we're all being reminded to be kind and to be so grateful because we have nothing not to be so grateful for.
Thanks again for your time.
Take good care, stay safe,